Do you think NIL deals hurt or help the college football landscape?
NIL deals, do they hurt or help the college landscape? Well, the college landscape is the players, and I had teammates show up with 3 kids to college. All right, yeah, I had our wide receiver room probably had a combined 8 kids when they showed up their freshman year. So let's keep that part in mind. All right, a regular college football player's salary is 0. You make nothing. When I played, I made absolutely nothing for that. And the players make the landscape. College football is the players performing. So I don't want to go on record to say anything that's helping them compensate themselves is ruining the landscape. So it's a good and bad thing to everything. So I'm gonna stand on the firm no. No NIL deals is not, messing up the landscape of college, but the love of money is the root of all evil. That's written. So whenever you get the purpose of what you're doing going south, then that could be a problem. You also have the idea to where I'm sitting right here, I don't have no NIL deal, then I sit next to the quarterback who driving the Maybach. So it's like, dang, is he really worth that much more than me? So it's not the money itself, it's the love of and whatever comes with that. So I'm not as versed on what's going on with the NIL deals. The way in my opinion, if I could do it perfectly, like, you don't have to go get no outside money. All right, the players are generating money from Georgia. So how about Georgia pay me for what I'm doing for this university? So the NIL deal kind of give the schools a cop out to where we still gonna make our money off of y'all, and y'all can make money now, just not this money. Okay. So yeah, I think it's good. I think it be used properly. The part I like the most about it, and this might sound crazy, is for our women, our young ladies, because it's college. Like I seen Angel Reese say straight up, I make more than some people in the WNBA. That's why she didn't rush to come out in the club, because a lot of them on the professional level, they still won't really generate as much income as some of the guys will. So I have a niece that's also about to go to Howard as well. So I see that as an opportunity for them to generate something for themselves. I feel like young ladies always had an advantage in marketing, just because of different stuff they may overcome, different products, hair care products, cosmetology. It just always seemed like a wider range to marketing with young ladies. I remember meeting a young lady in high school, and she worked at a clothing store, and at the clothing store, all they really hired was women, because the people who would come shop at the clothing store was men it was a designer clothing store. So it's not really like a chauvinistic approach. It's just this model just works better for business, having young ladies in here working with us. So, I do have it like that, but no NIL deal won't ruin the landscape of college football at all. I don't really see it being a negative thing whatsoever. It's still new, it's still a fresh idea, but we complained for a long time about athletes not being able to get paid, And then it just really sucks when you'll see some of these stories where these players have these immaculate college careers, generate a whole bunch of money. Tim Tebow, for example, all right? If Tim Tebow had an NIL deal, ain't no telling where to be, but he never made it past a rookie deal in the NFL. And even him, he's somewhat lucky. You get like Maurice Claret, who's All-American or whatever. He never really scratched the surface in the NFL where he could have made him something to walk away with. But the making the money part of it, I'll tell you this personally, just from the football players I know, the making part of it isn't really the problem, it's the keeping it, all right? So you get guys who ain't never had nothing, and you give them a $300,000 check, all right? I'm gonna go buy me whatever car I want, go buy me whatever chain I want. Then I'm the rich one, and none of my friends really got you. So whenever we go out, if I want to go eat at Longhorn, of course I want you to go with me, everything on me. If I go grab me some Jordans, everything on me. And it feel like love at first. It feel like you showing them love. And I've seen this personally, bro. People spending, breaking bread, doing whatever. Then you look up, count is getting low. Now you looking at these people like, y'all gonna be able to give me anything back. No, they ain't having to begin with, but you didn't want to be a crab, which I respect. So now you done put yourself in a jam. So one way I could see NIL going south is if they don't give these kids the proper counseling or guidance to know some of the stuff you can do with your money, like financial planning, financial literacy. I understand that the NFL have some of those programs in place, but even then it still don't work. You still get guys who And all of them ain't as bad. You know, I can honestly tell you, like, 18-year-old me, if you gave me $200,000, I wouldn't have made the soundest investments with all 200,000. You know, I wouldn't have blew all 200,000 either, but you know, I probably would have bought some jewelry. You know, I probably would have bought some. And 200,000, it seemed like a lot, but I would have spent all that while I was in college and still would have came out, you know, looking crazy like I ain't got nothing else. So, you know, you definitely want to get some guidance in place for some of those guys. And I think it'll get better once we go through like a wave of a generation of NIL. So you can get these guys to come back and be like, look, let me tell you what I did so you don't necessarily have to do this. You can learn from this. So yeah, I see it being positive.
And if you fuck up your NIL deal, you'll be sitting right here in front of the creative moment sign.
Telling everybody about where you messed up at. For sure. Learn from these, man.
So when you graduated from Jackson